Hey mate, this is the first video of 2026 and we're going to be doing figure drawing practice because it's a good exercise to do when you want to warm up and learn proportions of the human body. We're just going to go off these references from Pinterest. I'm using an app called Freeform for iOS, and you can just collage images how you like. What I like to do is I like to just lay out roughly where the body parts are going. That's the arm, that's the head. There's a second arm here. With the torso is usually a rectangular type of shape. This is usually the chest, which is the top rectangle. And this circle here is the shoulder, which you're gonna turn into the arm here. With the forearm, it comes out a bit and then it swoops back in. There's an elbow halfway through the arm, just like that, and then this is the tricep. So that's the chest, that square is the chest, and then there's a smaller rectangle for the waist, which is that, and then this is the second arm. So for the hip, usually draw a circle, which would be this area here, and then you can draw a line for the leg, and then the knee, you draw a circle there, and this is where the hand is. You kind of want to be rough on figure drawings, that's what they tell you, which I guess they're right. It's not like you're trying to kill it on the first try, you're still trying to figure out the proportions and all that. Then from here, you'd kind of want to just rub out the lines that you did at the start. Like, this guideline is just distracting me at this point. It's better to just erase it. That one, and then this one, so I can see the arm better. And it's easier to read this way. You kind of got something there. It's just this foot, the feet is kind of tricky. I'm kind of just doing a rough sketch just to get my head around it. I'm not trying to draw the boot yet. I'm just trying to figure out the foot because I'm kind of familiar with the, I'm not really familiar with boots. That kind of looks like a foot, and then the other hip would be around here. So you just draw a line there, and then you got the knee just below that first foot, and then it comes back that way. And this is the thigh, which you're just following this line. Like this line I'm doing right now, I'm following this guideline. That was good, and then there's a second foot here. Just kind of like just drawing the foot, not really the sole of the boot. Just kind of like that. And then we'll erase this guideline. You can kind of erase the hip circle. I'm not really seeing anything from it. It's better to erase it. And then this arm we haven't finished, which was something like this. You got the thin wrist, and then you just got a rough shape of the hand. So that's 2 fingers. This is kind of the second from the pinky, and then you got a thumb here. Which I'm terrible at thumbs. And there's another finger there. You kind of want to thin this out. It looks like really bulky. We'll just erase that. And what are we? We're 7 minutes in, which is not bad for a quick sketch. If you want to do the head, just figure out the neck. The neck's there, and then you want to do like a Loomis method, which is like this. You kind of want to just get the head roughly when you're doing figures, unless you want to detail it more. Sometimes a figure drawing turns into a final piece because you like how it looks. See here, I'm struggling. I just need to get the face shape right. And this, I kind of want to make this bulkier, just to emulate the clothing. So this line going across the face, that's the eyebrow area, and your eyes would be in this circle, which is kind of like the holes in your skull. You just draw them on, and then it's a good guide. If you study skulls, you'll know how to draw this circle. And then you got some hair here. I'm just gonna do it rough. So you got the eyes in the circle, and the eyebrows would go here. If you want them relaxed, just like that. Got a nose. pupils. We'll just finish up with the hair. Oh yeah, the ears would go here. If you follow the Loomis method, it would go here. The top of the ear lines up with the eyebrows, and the bottom of it lines up with the bottom of the nose most of the time, which is there. And that works with the reference. You can add more details if you want, like accessories. She has a band here. Let's do that. Let's experiment a little bit. Do that, and then there's like a break in it. And maybe we'll draw the boots and clothing as well. And when you're sketching, you don't want to hold the tip of your pencil. You kind of want to move it halfway through. It gives you more of a loose feel. That's her shorts. And they come up to here. You can see how this could turn out to be a finished drawing, because there's a good pose, and if you spend a couple hours on it, it'd look really good. It depends on you if you want to do that or not. There's some stockings here, like a garter. This black garter here, whatever it's called. That. See, what I'm realizing, I didn't put this foot in the right position, because now I'm drawing the sole of the boot and it's covering up too much of that second foot. And then I'll just erase it and then redraw it. It's actually a good thing to realize that. Because the foot was actually supposed to be here. That's supposed to be her top, and there's a lot of lace here. Might as well draw it in, the lace. And what you want to do is you want to flip it horizontal just to make sure it doesn't look weird the other way around, because that's one way to pick out like problems with your drawing, is to just flip the canvas. And now I pretty much have everything laid out. I can just build on top of that or take out stuff like guidelines. Like the face has so many guidelines, I gotta like take them out because it does not look good. I never do it perfectly unless I know it's a finished artwork or I'm gonna actually continue drawing on it. And we just finish the hair. We'll just do like some spikes here. She has a bang that like goes down towards her shoulder. It's kind of unreadable with all these guidelines. I'll just rub them out. I don't like this part of the jaw. I want to redraw that. It's all about finding your mistakes through the journey. And I think this is pretty good. I haven't done figure drawing in a while, but because I draw other stuff, it kind of doesn't really matter. Yeah, the boots. It's good to shade your artworks because it adds a bit of contrast. And because I did it in like a brownish color, I want to make it more on the black side. So I'll pick my new color and then with 2 fingers I'm going to swipe on the layer to the right, which will make an alpha lock. So when you press fill layer, it doesn't fill the whole layer, just what you drew. Then you take it off, you just repeat that. 2 fingers, swipe to the right, does alpha lock and undoes alpha lock. And I think it looks pretty good. It could use more shading to add contrast, and like you could redraw the arms. I'll just do that. I'll redraw the arms. It looks pretty crap. just gonna color the boots a bit. It's gonna make the image look more readable. Because yeah, I'm aiming for 50% black, 50% white. When there's too many white, it doesn't really pop. But when I add black, the black pops a lot more, and it just makes everything look better. Even the hair, I gotta color in the hair, which would be like this. I even like just like a grey tone. It doesn't have to be completely black. You just do this, and then a couple strokes. There's a really light grey here. And fill this in. You want to flip occasionally. And some issues I'm seeing is the arms here. I want to make them thinner. This, make the wrist thinner. There shouldn't be a line here for that arm. I'm going to delete that. And these guidelines are heaps confusing. Take them out. Her forehead sticks out too much here. You want to smoothen that out a bit. And we got to figure out this arm situation. Most people on the internet will say do a figure drawing in 1 minute or 30, or something crazy like 2 minutes, but I could never do that. I'm just more of a slow drawer, and I like to get into the details, but it's up to you. Sometimes I wish I could do 2-minute figures, but I don't have an interest in it. I'm just improvising here, just making my own boot sole, because you just want to make your life easy and not complicated. And she has like little flowy parts here. And we can take this out. We'll see if we rub this out, if it looks good. Yeah, it does. It looks really good. And I want to make this arm a bit skinnier. Just gotta figure out the forearm shape. And I want the wrist here to be quite skinny. and then we can erase the excess. I think that looks pretty good. I'm always having problems with the thumbs, but overall the sketch looks good. I'd even go as far as to draw the face a lot better, because I am a portrait artist. It's good practice. And just do this, let me add a line at the bottom. And the ears are important. Nothing too crazy, just some basic details, which would be the top of the ear here. And there's like a S shape, and usually I just guess like that, and then something like that. She's kind of biting her lip here. If you erase this, you can redraw the top lip, which would add more detail. Like that, and the nose is too rough. We're just gonna redo it. And the nose is always, well, most of the time, it depends on the angle of the reference. It's always between the two eyes. It never goes out here. It's usually here, and that's the overall nose. It's a common rule of thumb. And then just do some nostrils like that. And then we rub out this circle here, because it's just a guide. The nose is really not that good here. Just figuring out how to make it look better. What we can do is we can move this eye a bit like that. And move this eye as well. It's not bad. think the head's a bit big. What we could do is just to use the liquify tool, and you can do pinch, which will kind of shrink the head. I think it's the mouth. The mouth is not very nice to look at. Let's see if we add a simple line. Or just shading. Shading makes it look pretty good. I think it's the shape of her face as well. If you just erase a bit on the edge, it should even out a bit. And I could go further, but I'm pretty happy with that. Just double check if we can add any more things. Probably color that in. What I would do, I would use the select tool, and that's the outline. It's just going to stop me from going out of the lines. And we'll just try blending this. We'll try and make a gap here, like the reference. There's a gap in the hair. Make that, and then we just clean up the edges with the brush. I don't aim to draw the reference exactly how it is. It's just like a guide, so I don't draw anything too wrong. Little details. You could even use the eraser and do some details on the boot. Alright, see ya.